How you doing, everyone? My name is Darren and welcome to the first episode of Healing in the Kitchen. So I'm basically going to be bringing to you plant-based, fully nutritious, nutrient-dense kind of recipes that I'm going to share with you. I'm going to show you how to make them, just so that, I can obviously, part my knowledge in terms of cooking to help, optimize your health, because there may be some of you in the transitional phase, maybe looking to kind of go from how you're eating now, which may not be so kind of healthy, to a more healthy, nutrient-dense, plant-based way of eating. So I'm going to start sharing with you, some of these kind of like recipes, and that can basically hopefully help you, on your journey. Yeah. So I'm a nutritional therapist, just first and foremost, and fully qualified nutritional therapist. My kind of area that I like to really focus on is the gut. The gut's like the center of it's the mecca of health, basically. So when it comes to the gut, you really want to be ensuring that you've got optimal gut health, and that's the whole point of of healing in the kitchen, is to kind of, as I say, share these kind of recipes, these kind of foods with you, that can really help you optimize your health, whether you're kind of seasoned, kind of plant-based eater, and it's all going to be plant-based, nutrient-dense foods. All right. I myself at the moment, I'm in the transitional phase as well. So, for those of you that are transitioning as well, come join me. Yeah, I still eat, a bit of chicken, a bit of fish as well, in addition to obviously, a lot of salads, vegetables and what have you, but I want to kind of transition myself as well, more so to the kind of plant-based. So that's why everything I share with you is going to be 100% plant-based on this channel, on, Healing in the Kitchen. So today I'm going to be doing a butternut squash soup. I'm going to be sharing with you how we go about making that. All right. So got my ingredients, okay, and if you want to follow with me, but what you're going to need essentially is obviously butternut. Okay, so I just got my butternut here. Okay, and you're going to need some sweet potatoes as well. Let me just quickly see. Sweet potato. I like the purple skin one. Yeah, you can get them from your supermarket that got the orange skin, but I find them a bit too sweet for me. I know, sweet potatoes, I know. They're meant to be sweet, Darren, yeah. But I find these better for me, because they're not so sweet, because they have white flesh, all right? And the other ones you get that have the orange skin will have more of an orange tinge to it. But I just prefer these, but either or, it's up to you. Either or is good, okay? Doesn't really matter. So yeah, gonna need your sweet potato, butternut, sweet potato. I'm gonna be putting some nutmeg in there that I love. You love that's my cinnamon, I should say. And then I'm gonna be using some nutmeg as well. Got some kind of little bits of nutmeg and grate up, put in there. I've got some vegetable stock, homemade. All right, and I'll share what's in there. That's kind of basically about 15 cups of water in a large pan with some chopped celery. What else did I put in there? Some dried sage, two teaspoons of dried rosemary, and what else? One onion I put in there as well. I say 2 celeries, I said that as well, and squeezing the juice of 1 lemon. All right, and basically I let that simmer very low fire, like 1 or 2, like we're using on the settings, 1 or 2, and I leave it overnight, and I let mine cook overnight. And you probably will have to add a bit of water in there, and I let that go overnight, and then you get your vegetable stock. All right, that goes in there as well. And what else? Oh yeah, that goes. I put also fresh parsley in there, about half a cup of chopped up fresh parsley, in addition to the sage. 2 teaspoons of sage, rosemary, 2 teaspoons dried sage, dried rosemary, 1 onion, and 2 celeries. Yeah, and as I say, about 15 cups of water in there, and I'll leave that go overnight, and that's how you get that. All right, so let's crack on. All right, so butternut squash soup. Yeah, very nutrient dense. As I said, I'm a nutrition therapist, so I'm all about the gut, healing the gut, and we're going to do that with these recipes, and I'm going to share these recipes with you and how you can go on your gut healing journey, because that's my area that I love to focus on, as I say, the gut, as a nutritional therapist. And I'm 46 years old. Yeah. So the proof's in the pudding, not to brag, okay? But you know, aging is not on my to-do list. Let's just put it like that. Okay. So in terms of oil, we're going to be going with organic coconut oil. All right. So that's what I'll be using. Now you may be asking why, Darren? Why organic coconut oil? So I'll be putting about 3. Let's get you so you can see what I'm doing here. Yeah, so 3 tablespoons. Yeah, actually, you know what? 2 tablespoons is enough. 2 tablespoons, yeah, of coconut oil. And the reason why you want to be using coconut oil, some people may say, why don't you use something like virgin oil, extra virgin olive oil? Extra virgin olive oil you should only be using really when you're looking to garnish your salads with. All right, and reason being is because extra virgin, when you heat olive oil, it actually breaks it down and turns it into a trans fat, trans fatty acid. And as you know, like trans fatty acids, obviously toxin. All right, we don't want it doesn't, it oxidizes the fat basically. So we use coconut oil because coconut oil essentially it's a lipid, right? So as a lipid, it's got it's a medium chain fatty acid. Okay, and it's a lipid, and it's mostly predominantly saturated fat. And you're screaming at me, Darren, saturated fat's not good for you, but hold on, right? Coconut oil, what it is, it's not stored in the body as fat, first and foremost. Okay, so that's a plus, and because it's easy for like your lipases, which are basically your enzymes, and your bile, which is produced by the liver, to get at it and break it down, so it can be converted into energy relatively quickly as well. Yeah, but as I said, it's a really good oil to use because when you heat it, it doesn't break down, it doesn't oxidize. Okay, because basically what happens with a saturated fat very quickly, like a bit of geeky stuff, a lipid I should say, a fat is a molecule that's made up of like carbon, hydrogen and oxygen, mostly carbon, it's a long chain, mostly carbon atoms, and hydrogen atoms. Now what happens, the carbon atoms in a coconut oil, with coconut fat, is basically saturated, and any saturated fat has what they call one single bond between your carbon atoms. So imagine a line, and then you've got carbon atoms attached to them. Imagine that's the line, the backbone, carbon atoms, and in between, so you've got like carbon along there and hydrogen along there, so basically in between the carbon atoms, you've got what's called a single bond. So when that's a strong bond, okay, so saturated fat have what's called single bonds. When you heat them, they don't easily break down, okay, they don't oxidize. With olive oil, things like that, which is an unsaturated fat, they have what's called double bonds. And I know you're probably thinking double bonds, that's going to be a stronger bond, but it actually isn't. A double bond actually puts a kink, in your in the lipid molecule, okay, right? So when you've got a kink in there, that makes it weak. So when you heat it, stuff like olive oil, that, because it has a double bond which is weak and has a kink that's weak, when you heat it, it can be easily broken down and oxidized and turns into a trans fat. So now you're losing all the value of your olive oil and you turn it into a toxin. So I use, as I say, coconut oil, organic coconut oil. All right, so just let me get this going on. So you want, I've got my onion here, that's 1 whole onion diced. I've already got my butternut squash, and the 1 butternut squash you want to be using, and then you want to be using I would say 2 medium-sized sweet potatoes. All right, so I've already got mine in there, that's going to go in there. Okay, but I need let me just quickly cut up 1 more, or this half of this butternut squash, because I need a bit more. You obviously want to de-seed your butternut squash as well, okay? Let me not burn this, because even though, as I said, coconut oil is a good oil to cook with, if it smokes, let me take it off, I don't want to be, you know what I mean? if it ends up smoking, then yeah, that ends up like, you know, even though it's like it can take heat and it's fairly stable at high temperatures, it has its limits as well, right? So if it starts smoking, not smoking, as in starts, you know, bellowing smoke, now you've got to discard the oil and start again. All right, because basically you've turned that oil toxin as well. It's been oxidized. So that's another tip. Yeah, and then when you're cutting your butternut squash, yeah, I like to do mine like into little chunks because like, you know, it takes a while for them to like get soft and break down. Little chunks, and that goes with your sweet potatoes as well. So yeah, what was I saying? The coconut, yeah, as I said, don't let it smoke. Don't let it start smoking. You know, some people use that as a gauge. It's like to when they're to add whatever they need to add to into their pan. Yeah, I've got a relatively decent pan as well, by the way, when you're doing your butternut squash soup. Yeah, pretty big size. Yeah, so never let your oil smoke, your coconut oil smoke, because then it becomes a toxin, and then basically you need to discard it and start again, get some fresh oil. All right, so you got to de-seed your butternut squash and cut it into little chunks as I'm doing. Get rid of that. This bit. Okay, get these seeds. I don't know what type of like person you are in the kitchen. I'm like, you know, some people are like pretty keep a tidy kitchen as they're going along. I'm a bit of an in-between guy, you know what I mean? I'm not utterly messy, but I'm not really that clean either. All right, let me just, as I'm talking, you try not to like cut my bloody fingers off. All right, so just this one, this, let's get this going. Yeah, so as I said, when it comes to the oils, always use your olive oil. Yeah, really just to garnish salads. You shouldn't really be cooking with that and heating it because it's too unstable. And as I said, it turns into a trans fat. You know, it oxidizes and turns into a trans fat, which is what we don't want. Yeah, because we're all about, as I said, eating very nutrient dense foods and nutrients and oh, bloody hell. You see that? No, you wouldn't have done. But yeah, I almost got my little finger there. Yeah, so we're all about obviously not putting toxins in the body, you know what I mean? We're all about regulating that, keeping that to an absolute bare minimum, if not no toxins going in the body. So yeah, make sure your oil is on point. All right. So, all right, yeah, we're good. By the way, in addition, you're gonna need one of those as well when you're doing your butternut squash. Okay, let's get busy. So, and 2 garlics. Where are my garlics? Yeah. Boom. 2 cloves of garlic. We're gonna really start optimizing your health on this channel. That's what Healing in the Kitchen is gonna be all about, yeah? Optimizing your health. Yeah. So you want a garlic crusher, get that in there. Where's my knife? Okay, let's turn up my heat. Otherwise I'm gonna be here all night. Get back on me. Alright. Get the garlic out. Yeah, let's go down a bit. There we go. Good? Cool. Right. So garlic, yeah? potent antimicrobial, antifungal, antibacterial, anti-parasitic. Yeah, so we love garlic. Big fans of garlic here. Obviously, when you're starting off, right, you obviously want to start with your temperature. You know, you need to bring it up a bit, but you don't want to burn your garlic. So I've got mine, I'm using an electric cooker. I've got a setting from 1 to 9, and at the moment I've got that on 4. Yeah, so I don't know if someone's using gas out there, but this is electric. I might turn that down to 3 actually, because I don't want to burn my garlic. I need my spoon. Get the garlic going on, take it off the heat a bit. As I said, I don't want to burn that because I've still got a bit of garlic here, I'm not wasting that. Boom. A friend told me the other day, Darren, when you're doing your videos, you need to slow down when you're speaking. So I get excited, you know what I mean? So let me slow down. So I listen to your voice. Slowing down. So this is on 3. The garlic's going now, yeah? I can smell that garlic. Smelling good. Right, so gonna bang, let's say this is, got my onion, that's 1 onion diced. Yeah, so basically, when the garlic is aromatic, yeah, you can start smelling it. Yeah, don't burn your garlic, please. Get the onion in there. Yeah, I still got this on 3. I'm gonna crank that up soon, but not quite yet. Oh yeah, also for your butternut squash, you're gonna need coconut oil. Yeah, normally this will be like, I've got 2 tins, right? 2 half tins, but you need 2 tins of coconut milk. Yeah, coconut milk. All right. Okay, that's going on. Now, all goes in. Yeah, that's my butternut and my sweet potato. Yeah. Now I'm turning this up to 4. Stirring that as it goes. Bung it all in there. One little butternut trying to escape. So you have to give it a good stir. Okay. Get that stirred up. Now that's too big. All right. Hold on. Let's cut that down. Because I want this cooking relatively quickly. See any other big ones in there. Boom. Yeah, it's too big. Boom. All right, I think that's all good. No, that's too big. Cut that down. Yeah, I think that's all right. So what have I got this on now? I've got it on 4. Give it a good stir. Why is it trying to escape? Stay in there, we need you. You know what I mean? It's all about healing in the kitchen. audience needs you. Right, cinnamon. When you're using cinnamon, it needs to be Ceylon cinnamon. Can you see? Oh no, you can't see. Ceylon, C-E-Y-L-O-N. Is it L-O-N? Yeah, L-O-N, C-E-Y-L-O-N. Ceylon cinnamon, and I like, how many? I would say I like cinnamon, so it depends on your preference. Cinnamon is a good antioxidant, by the way, as well. That's why we're here in the kitchen, all right? So you can go over about, I don't know, a teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm not gonna get out here and measure a teaspoon of cinnamon. I like cinnamon, so I just put, I'm a bit sparing, but not too sparing. That's enough. Don't go overboard. So yeah. So Ceylon cinnamon, as I said, because reason why, because if it doesn't say Ceylon, that means it's probably it's going to be the synthetic kind of cinnamon. But you didn't know that, yeah. So anytime you're going in your supermarket, and give it a good stir, by the way. Can you see me? There you go. Yeah. So anytime you go in your supermarket and you're buying cinnamon, grounded cinnamon, make sure it says Ceylon, okay? Because if it doesn't say Ceylon, that means it's the synthetic type. The synthetic type doesn't carry the same benefits as cinnamon does, because you know cinnamon's a lovely, great antioxidant. So we need cinnamon, and we love the taste of cinnamon as well. But we love the proper cinnamon, the real deal cinnamon, yeah, not the synthetic crap. All right. You can use nutmeg, like the powder. I've got a little bit here. I'm just going to grate it in there. Yeah. So I don't know, quarter teaspoon, or to taste. Oh, I love the taste of that. My gran used to do, God rest her soul, when she was alive. Mix that in as well, yeah. She used to do these, what was it? Homemade cocoa. Yeah, she's from Dominica. I was from Dominica originally, not Dominica Republic, but Dominica. She would do, and growing up as a kid, and that's a bit too thick. She would, yeah, she'd do this homemade cocoa, and she'd put in like nutmeg, grated nutmeg, and like all these spices in there. So anytime I kind of smell that, it makes me nostalgic, you know what I mean, for all those days of homemade cocoa, which is really nice. So yeah, give that a good stir. So we've got in there 2 garlics. As I said, we've used 2 teaspoons of organic coconut oil. Put a garlic in there. Put our onion in there, diced onion. We've got the butternut. We've got the sweet potato. We've got cinnamon in there. We've got nutmeg. Now we're gonna put my homemade vegetable broth. If you can find a decent, if you want to find like, if you can get a decent basically broth from the store, vegetable broth, yeah, and make sure your ingredients, if you can, right, organic, by the way, okay, because we want to reduce toxicity as much as possible. So, but yeah, you don't want to make your own broth, and you can find a good vegetable broth, yeah, free of any contaminants or any like E numbers or anything like that, you know what I mean, just pure goodness, then go ahead and get that, but I like to make my own. So this is 4 cups of vegetable broth. We're going to that goes in there. Well, we're going to turn up, I need to get this fire going, so I'm going to turn this up to 7. And I'm going to cover it. Where's my cover? Cover that. Right, so the vegetable broth is going to form part of the liquid, and it's also going to help soften up the sweet potato and the butternut squash as well. All right, so I want to get that going, get that softened up. number 7. Gotcha. Right. Oh, I can't wait to have this. It's so nice. You know what? Yeah, I'll do that after. It's looking a bit messy here. As I say, I'm a bit messy. No, I'm not too messy, but I know. Is what it is. Right, so we don't need that. So that's going on. Butternut squash. I love that, you know what I mean? Like, come back on me a bit while we're waiting for that to like heat up and go. Basically, you want to leave that, bring that to a boil. Oh, let me turn it up actually to 9. I want to get to a boil as quick as possible. Bring that to a boil and then turn it down to about a medium heat, if not just a bit above that, all right? Because and then leave the lid on, because like I said, you want to get like the sweet potatoes and you want to get the butternut really like tender, yeah. And then once we've got that tender, we can start using this. What is this called again? Is that a plunger? No, it's not a plunger. Ain't that what you use to isn't that what you use to unblock your toilet? And we're not unblocking our toilet here, because healing in the kitchen, yeah, doesn't, we don't unblock toilets on healing in the kitchen. That's not part of what we do here, yeah? So let me know actually, is it called, what is called? Is it pulse? I don't know, pulse, a plunger thing? It's not a plunger, as I said, it's probably not a plunger, because that is definitely not the right word for it. As I say, I'm sure a plunger is what you use to unblock a toilet. So yeah, you know what this is, you know what I mean? And it got a little spinning thing in there, you know, and you like get it going on. So we're gonna do that anyway, whatever that's called, I can't remember. You know, I'm gonna call it the pulsar. I like that, pulsar. You know what I mean? Let's turn this up. I ain't got all day. All right. So yeah, so butternut squash. With butternut squash, when it comes to basically rule of thumb, yeah, when it comes to eating, you want to eat the foods that you eat, yeah, the plant-based foods that you eat. You want to make sure they're full of color, all right? All these colors, like oranges, like carotene, yeah. You've got like what else? Any, you know, you've cucumber, the greens, vegetables, you know, rocket. You know, dense lettuce, not iceberg lettuce, that's awful, you know what I mean? They've got those greens. You know, you want to eat your food, you've got tomatoes, reds. Those are, you know, full of all the color basically provides you the benefit. They provide you with the antioxidants, all right, to help keep your body young. As I said, I'm 46 years old. Aging is not on my to-do list, okay? So, and I go about doing that by, you know, trying to eat food that is rich in color, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, because that food rich in color, that means, yeah, that is packed full of antioxidants. All right, antioxidants. Oh, here we go. It's starting to boil. Okay. Actually, not a medium heat. You want to turn up to a relatively high heat to get that going, I would say. So I'm gonna leave that on 8, and my top one is 9 with the lid on. So yeah, antioxidants. If you don't know what an antioxidant, to explain antioxidant, basically I need to explain, get a bit geek on you again with regards to a bit of biochemistry. So we're all made up of basically, you know, we're made up of organs. Those organs, you know, are kind of like, you know, put together with tissues. Those tissues are kind of put together with cells. Slow down, Darren, slow down so the people can follow with you. And then those cells are all made up of molecules, and those molecules are made up of atoms. So what happens with with the atoms, they have you know, electrons and protons, and there needs to be a balance basically. What happens every day when we're breathing, just from normal breathing, just from normal metabolic processes, just from digesting food, just from breathing, pollutants in the air, car pollutants, household pollutants, you know, cleaning products that you're using. All these things can actually basically create damage to your cells. And what they can do, they can destabilize a cell. And how they destabilize a cell is by oxidation is basically the word I'm looking for. It's what it happens. Yeah. So all these things I just explained to you, even the process of breathing, all metabolic functions that happen in our body, that keeps us alive. These produce, like, you know, these are kind of like produce things that are oxidating. Okay. So just imagine basically. Oh, that's a bit too high. Let's turn it down to 6. So just imagine, all right. Oh, that's a bit too big. I always find too chunky, too bloody chunky. So just imagine a bike that you've that's outside, any type of metal, like, you know, an old banged up bike that's left outside in the rain over a period of time. What happens to that bike? It rusts, all right? So the bike's gonna rust. That rust is called oxidation. Okay, and that's basically what happens, as I said, when you've got these, the atoms, they become destabilized because they lose an electron. Yeah, they need to have a certain amount of electrons, you know, to keep, you know, balanced and to keep them in a non-oxidized state, you know, in a state that benefits you and that benefits us. Yeah. So when it comes to when people are aging, all right, that's partly. I'm gonna leave the lid a bit off to get a bit of air in there. So when aging, oxidation, you know, that kind of leads to premature aging. All right. So that's damage basically to the cells. Yeah, they lose an electron because of, like I say, normal metabolic, you know, processes, breathing, pollutants, etc., household products, chemicals that, you know, we come into contact with. If you're a hairdresser, you may be dealing with chemicals. If you're working in a factory that deals with chemicals, those are all things that are going to be oxidating, you know, your cells and impacting the cells on a molecular level. And basically, when that happens, your cells lose an electron. Now, when your cells lose an electron, yeah, because they become oxidized. Yeah, remember that's what I said about the oils. When they become oxidized, that's exactly the process. What happens when you heat and cook with extra virgin olive oil? All right, it becomes you oxidate it, becomes oxidized, and it turns into a trans fat. All right, so yeah, so when a cell loses an electron in our body, that leads to premature aging. Okay, and then what that cell will do, it has to go and scavenge now, yeah, to another cell. Yeah, so what happened? What happened? That cell becomes destabilized. When that cell becomes destabilized, it's going to go on a hunt to find an electron to stabilize it because it's lost an electron through oxidation. All right. Remember, bike, rust, that's oxidation. Now, that creates a chain reaction because once that loses an electron, it's going to go and steal an electron from another cell in order to balance itself. So it goes and does that. It steals an electron, but now that cell's been damaged, all right, because it's lost an electron. That cell's unstable. Yes, and now the process goes on and on and on. Yeah, it continues. So we want to minimize that process as much as possible. Okay, and these things that cause oxidation are called free radicals. The pollutants in the air, the chemicals, all right. These are called free radicals. Okay, and it's free radicals that cause oxidation and cause a cell in our body to be destabilized. And basically, how we counter against free radicals? Antioxidants. Yeah, there's always going to be a balance. All right. So antioxidants, yeah, will counter free radical. Yeah, and as I say, all your foods are, you know, nutrient dense and full of color. They have, you know, that means they're nutrient dense and they're full of antioxidants. And this is what we want to be put in our bodies, right? Okay. That antioxidant, what it will do, it will donate an electron, yeah, to the cell. So rather than the cell going to having to scavenge and look for basically another electron to steal, yeah, any foods that you're eating, any fruits, particularly as well, grapes, very dense, dark coloured purples, pineapples, mangoes, lovely orange, you know, texture. What else do we love? I said grapes, pomegranates, strawberries, blueberries, dark. You see those colours full of antioxidants, and you need that. Yeah, you need that to, like, you know, to push back the hands of time and make sure you're not premature aging. Smoking cigarettes can do that. Alcohol can do that. It's a free radical. They create oxidation in the body that will seriously start aging you. Those type of things, you know. Obviously, unhealthy eating, right? If you eat a lot of like fried foods, processed foods, lots of sugar, yeah, those are all going to start oxidizing, you know, the body, the cells, you know, and impact you on the molecular level, you know. And not only does it lead to premature aging, now we're talking, obviously, that leads to, like, down the line, when you're compounding that down the line and you're not doing anything to kind of like counter that. Now we're going to obviously talk about diseases that start forming in the body. As I say, the gut's my specialty as a nutritional therapist. That's my area that I like to deal with, because that's kind of like the mecca, that's the seat, that's the foundation of your health. Yeah, disease predominantly starts from here. So if, you know, when you get this right, it's all good. Okay, you know, you're going to be feeling great about yourself. You're going to be feeling good. You're going to be feeling energized. When you're putting crap, bad fuel into your body, fried foods, high like sugar diets, not sugar from fruits. Sugar from fruits are good. They're bound to fiber, so they're very good. You know, but, you know, highly processed sugars. All right, when you're putting that in your body, it's yeah, and you're compounding it over a period of time. It's going to start creating, like, leading to illnesses. Illnesses will start leading to obviously bigger things like, you know, potential like diseases, cancers, you know, tumours, etc. What's the other one? When you have your the body starts attacking itself, you've got autoimmune diseases, you know, things like that, you know. So that's kind of what happens. So you want to make sure you got, you know, your food's full of colour. Let me see. So it can be donating those antioxidants. All right, this is almost getting soft and tender. That's what I like. Turn it down a bit. We're on 5 now. Yeah, so all about the antioxidants, right? We love the antioxidants. Full of colour, and eat your food that like has a rainbow on there. Bloody hell, I just got a bit of, what's that? Hope that's not bloody oil. Now you're gonna come out. Oh well. I think it's a bit of water. Hopefully it's not oil. Right, so gonna start plunging this soon. Okay. As I say, you're gonna wait until your sweet potatoes and your butternut squash are tender. I think mine will be pretty tender soon. Oh yeah, that's proper tender. Sweet. All right, I'm gonna get to mashing that up. So now, what you want to do, I'm going to take it off the fire, and I'm going to start using my pulsar. I don't know if it's called a pulsar, but that's the name I'm giving it. All right. Yeah, so basically this is how you start turning it into a soup. I've had this a while, don't know how much it costs. I think they're relatively inexpensive. So, boom. And we check all soft. Yeah, soft, soft, soft. Right, let's get going. Be careful when if that splashes you. I've done that a couple of times. I think I might add a bit more stock in there, you know. I'll see once I plunge it. So basically, what you want to do, you want to pulse this, however you pronounce it, till you get a liquid. All right, that's what you're going to be doing here now. Yeah, so really. Get in there, get a good liquid consistency. Yeah, I'm going to use a bit more. What we got here? I've got a bit more vegetable stock. So I don't know if you heard me. I just said I've got a bit more vegetable stock. I'll use a bit more. Yeah, there we go. Let's get it really into a liquid. Almost done. I think I used probably a bit more butternut, so that's why I had to add more vegetable stock. But as I said, 4 cups with, like, if you're using 1 butternut, a relative, like, I would say medium-sized butternut squash, you should be good. You've got to check this to make sure you get all the chunks. Slowly coming together. Slowly but surely. That was close. Almost in my face. See? On my bloody skin. That should be alright. It's a little bit can take a while this process, but you really got to make sure you want, it depends if you want your soup to have chunky bits in there, but I want a soup consistency, yeah? I want a liquid, lovely liquid consistency to my soup. It's like a workout, this is. Let's see. I think that's looking all right. Looking all right. Boom. I think we're good. That's looking gorgeous. All right, you can see that? That's the consistency you want, right? All right, back on the fire. Turn it up and turn up to 6. And my coconut milk. There we go. There we go. Oh no, I said 2 tins, 1 tin. You don't need 2. 1 tin of coconut milk here. I said these are 2 half tins that make up 1, obviously. But you're good with 1, all right? So, get this up, stir that in. Yeah. I'm going to show you this in a second, right? Healing in the kitchen has begun. What's that? Yeah, a bit of skin. Yeah, look at that. Look at that beautiful, creamy, lovely consistency. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna leave that on about 5, a few more minutes, and then that should be good. Hold on. So yeah, you want to leave it after you use your pulser. You add your 1 tin of coconut milk, stir that, yeah, get that nice creamy consistency going on. Let's put it over here a bit. And then you want to put it on, turn on your heat, put it back on the fire. Medium heat, I've got mine on 5, probably actually, yeah, about 5, that'll do. You know, get the ingredients coming together, get the coconut milk really like coming together in there. I'd say you want to leave that just another, I don't know, 5 minutes. Yeah, then what you can do, once that's done, you can add a tiny bit, if you like, of Himalayan salt or sea salt to the soup, okay? And then basically, it's all good, it's done. All right, so I can't wait. It should be still good now anyway. So I'm gonna go with some now. Look at that creamy, lovely consistency taste. Ooh. I hate when I burn my tongue. Oh yeah. It's all about healing in the kitchen. All right, guys. So butternut squash soup. Okay, so yeah, hope you enjoyed this one. Yeah, so it's full of nutrients in this soup, nutrient-dense soup, plant-based, and this is what we're going to be doing here on Healing the Kitchen. Yeah, coming to you with plant-based, nutrient-dense, good food. Yeah, to help really optimize your health and help you, like, you know, stay on your game, and help you also make sure aging is not on your to-do list. All right then, take care, guys. Till next time. Bye bye.